Hello fam, this is round 2. We just tried to record our...
We were just talking for 20 minutes, bro, and now it's all deleted. She was about to make it sound all sweet and everything. It ain't sweet, man.
We really just put a lot of heart into that live video,
so
and
this
my
one
phone
might
just
be
stopped.
like a little more condensed. Like we're gonna still.
At least we got
say
a
what
lot
we
of our
said,
thoughts
but
out, and now we can just be specific with it.
Yeah. So.
Okay, so happy Valentine's Day.
Yep. Happy Valentine's Day.
Happy Friday.
You see the drip.
Oh, he think he fresh. Okay, yeah, you kind of fresh.
I am fresh. I don't think nothing. Anyways.
So, happy Valentine's Day. We just went and saw the photograph, and it is our episode 4 to give a little review of what we thought of the movie. So, it was good. It was really good. It was definitely super heartfelt, and a couple of times I shed a few tears. It was not something that was like super thriller or, had to figure out. It was, you kind of knew the storyline, but it had a lot of good aspects to it.
It was super relatable.
Yes.
To anyone, or maybe not anyone, but a lot of society,
yes.
For sure. Whether you're black, white, it was a predominantly black movie, but it definitely would touch you regardless of your color. And shout out to Issa Rae, who was the leading female actress in the movie, and Lakeith Stanfield, who I really like. They both did a really good job, and I feel like it was just a story that should be told. Like I mentioned this earlier, that the best friend in Get Out, if you've seen that movie, he's also in that movie. I gotta know his name. That's disrespectful, but he talks about the movie kind of in a way being like the black version of The Notebook, which is something that I think we need, not only for black love, but just a different perspective for everybody to see love. And it was just a movie that had a lot of depth. So
I think, like I was saying in the video earlier, I think that it was very much relatable in the sense that, like, with The Notebook, that's like based in a past time, and this was very present, like very relatable in the sense of like family structures and like a common story that could occur. And also for me specifically, like being raised by a single mother, I think that aspect added a little bit more like relatability specifically for my story. I also was saying that I liked that it was a black film and that there was a lot of black culture in the music, because you don't get that in any white film. So that was like specific for like our relationship. Like that's a lot of like the music we listen to and what we talk about. There was aspects of that and that there as well, which is always important. So
I really liked it. I said earlier, I don't know if it wasn't Valentine's Day if I would have gone to see it in theaters, but I'm glad I did. Like regardless, I'm glad I did. It was a really good movie, and like I was saying earlier, I just don't feel like there's that many romantic but real movies that are predominantly black cast.
Yes.
And that's super important and groundbreaking moving forward.
And I think like the biggest lesson that I took away from it was definitely that you have to continue to follow your heart and not be so logical and be so like thinking you should do what you think you should do, like following just like your intuition, like you said. And because living with regret is the worst pain of all. Like regret should be like the most feared thing instead of going for what you feel. So
and there's definitely, like I was saying earlier, there's a whole bunch of like sources that are going to like directly and indirectly, like I guess taint your vision on love, or like affect your vision of love, whether it's your parents, your friends, movies, music, like literally almost anything can like sway your opinion on things, and you just have to stick with your values and your beliefs and make sure that they're in line with what makes you happiest. And if you do that and not put all of your, action and thought into what others think or what others believe, I think it's much easier for you to go off your instincts instead of breaking everything down like logically. Well, my mom said this, but my best friend said this, and how does that add up, and this and that. Like, it's you, it's your life. It's not their life. It's not their spouse who they're going to be with. It's not their job that they're going to be working. Like, it's your life. So you need to make sure all your values and beliefs are stable, so that you feel confident when you walk into a situation to be like, I'm confident to go in with my heart or my instincts.
Mm-hmm. And I was saying earlier that I think we all grow up, especially like us girls, like have this vision of what we think love is going to be based upon what we see, how our parents are, or the movies we watch, these fairy tales. And we almost have to, as we grow older and as we want to start being in a relationship or start a relationship, you have to almost unlearn everything you know about love and go from your intuition and go from that feeling that you really do feel in your heart, and stop like looking to everywhere else for guidance and just trust yourself. And that's a big lesson I feel like we've learned in our relationship, and so that was like very key to see something actually realistic in a movie that happened to also be a love story.
Absolutely. And I think another thing you can add to this for Valentine's Day and the whole thing of love and our relationship is like our background, which is important in the movie for the main characters. Their background is important. That's why it was so relatable, because we could apply it to our life in the same way. And I know I was raised by a single mom, so was Mad, and so it makes you put things into perspective. With us being together, we say this all the time, and I know I say this, like, you don't want to feel like you're wasting time. You don't want to feel like you're wasting time, and you also don't want to, like she said, live with the regret of potentially continuing the cycle of what's been going on in your life. And though you've came out of it a beautiful person, a great person, like a strong person, you came out of it with a fuck ton of flaws too, that you learned that you don't need. And it's gonna be work to get rid of those flaws or minimize them as best that you can, and you're not gonna be able to do it alone. But it makes you ask yourself, what do you want for the future of your relationship? Like, what do you want your end story to be when it comes to love, like, as opposed to what your mom had, as opposed to what your father had. And when you put that into perspective, the whole breaking the cycle thing is like, it's really a challenge. It's like, and if you know me, like, that's like, I'm not backing down from any challenge. And if someone told me no one's ever done it before, like, I would tell them that I'm about to be the first. So it's like, that's the mentality you have to have, especially coming from a background like we've come from, and many other people in the world have come from. Some people have had no parents, like, you know what I'm saying? So it's really just about taking what you got, learning from it, and starting to apply the steps to help you minimize and get rid of those flaws that kind of hurt relationships.
And being okay with failure and growing every single day.
And being okay with crazy looks from people, like, what are you doing? Like, I mean, it's crazy, because when it comes to relationship advice, I talk about this all the time. I feel like I could just go on and on about it, but it's like, you see in society so many people give relationship advice. Like, your friends give you relationship advice, like your parents, your cousins, your this, that, just anybody. And it's like, some of these people are giving you advice, and they're not in a position, like, or in a position themselves to, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you can't.
It's like asking, for me, like like a relatable like metaphor or simile is almost like asking someone who is not in the best shape, like, how to eat healthy.
Yeah.
or how to like work out.
Or
like,
somebody who's not in the best shape telling you that if you eat this, you're gonna get healthy. So you
Yeah.
should probably eat this.
Like
and you're
you-
looking at them like, my
how do
God,
you know?
You're very
It's
large.
it's
Like, I
almost
don't
just
wanna
like
say
ask.
that bad, but
You don't want to ask someone for advice who's not in the position that you want to be in, because they obviously don't know how to get there because they're not there.
And therefore their advice could be extremely biased based off of their perception of it, and that might not be your perception. That might not be where you want to go. So that's why it's important to know who you are. Like, know who you are and know yourself and know what you accept and won't accept, because then you apply that to your life, you apply that to your job, you apply that to your relationships, how you raise kids and things like that. You got to be solid. Like, that's what it comes down to. You really have to be solid, and you have to work to become solid. Like, it doesn't just happen. Like, you have to work to get to that point, to where you finally feel comfortable and all of that, because you've been taught so much wrong and so much what's not even your thought of what you want.
I was gonna say, going kind of back to the movie, I think one aspect that was important, I just looked at it at 11:11, the one aspect that was really important is the fact that when they did meet, they were pretty open with each other about like their flaws, their own like things that they struggled with, so that they could know that about each other and work through it together as a team and be compassionate as well. Like, it's not just like, oh, that there's this that you have as a flaw, like it's always going to be that way. It's almost like when you enter a relationship, you're agreeing to not only work your hardest to be the best that you can be and overcome your struggles, but you're also understanding that the other person is going to have flaws, and you're going to team up to work through those and grow together.
I agree. But overall, it was a really good movie. Went to Alamo Drafthouse out here in Mueller. It's
This
really
is
nice
literally so beautiful. Like, it is February.
Also, another thing that we can talk about is Valentine's Day and what it means, because we were going to the parking garage to get her camera, and we were talking about this, and I was like, I guess I gave the typical cliche answer, but it's
Well,
really,
you asked me.
yeah.
Okay, what did you say?
What is Valentine? I
Like,
said Valentine's Day
you said-
means more to you. It does.
No, but I was gonna say, you asked me if someone asked you what Valentine's Day
means to me.
Right, what
Would you
did-
tell them?
Yeah, and I said that you would say God doesn't just love on one day, He loves on all days.
That's a perfect answer, but also it's literally from a relationship standpoint, it's much similar to Nipsey and what he said to Lauren. Like, every day is Valentine's Day. Like, every day is like you wake up and love the person you're with. You love yours. Like, love and appreciation and gratefulness of what you have is what's going to keep it there and keep it growing. So every day is Valentine's Day, but I know February 14th is even more special for girls. Let's be real. Not all girls. I'm not trying to put y'all all in this bag like all y'all care. Some of y'all fronting hard. Like, you can see it in your eyes, y'all fronting. But I understand some of y'all really don't care. It's like some of y'all might think like me, like it's every day you should love someone and truly mean that. But it's a special day more so for females, and I think for guys, guys should not. I don't think for real. Like, I don't think guys should make it seem like, oh, this is such a special day for like, it is what it is, bro. Like, y'all niggas get hyped when the Super Bowl happens, don't y'all? Like,
That's a good point.
I'm just saying, it is what it is. Like, so they're all happy with you when you're drinking your beer and your chips and your Super Bowl partying. So on a
we
day
just
when
want to eat some chocolate and have some flowers.
Exactly. So it's just, to me, Valentine's Day is, I don't think it's like dumb or anything. I said it on my stories earlier. It's almost like, the way that I look at it is just like Thanksgiving. Like, you get with your family for Thanksgiving, y'all sit around and eat all this good food, and y'all talk about how thankful y'all are for what y'all have, and this and that, and y'all are thankful for family and this and that. But it's like, do you call these people that you sit at the table with at Thanksgiving every day, or try to make time to call them once a week and just check in on them and stuff like that?
And express your gratitude every day. Which
is what Thanksgiving's about. But we have one day for that, which is Thanksgiving, but it's something you should do every single day.
Yep.
So that's how I feel about most holidays, pretty much, I guess. But
we haven't really ever made holidays a big thing.
I mean, we go see family,
yeah, but like, not really. I mean, it's not necessarily. I don't know. I wasn't expecting like gifts or something. Like, I just want to show up and give you a kiss in the morning and at night.
That's love.
That's love.
That's love.
But the fact that we could make it an even specialer day.
Yeah.
To make memories. It's cool.
Yeah.
Why not?
And it gives you something to look back on. It's almost like, to me, it's also like a what is it called? A bookmark.
Yeah, I was going to say like a check-in day.
Yeah, like a checkpoint of your life, depending on...
And it almost helps you remember, because you're like, oh, that last Valentine's Day we did this.
Yeah, so to me it's all about like what you can learn from it. Like, that's how I constantly am from any situation. What can you learn from it? What can you gain from it? What can you do better? And all of that. But that's how I really view it, as a checkup day. I know guys aren't too into it. Some guys probably are, and that's dope too. But I know guys aren't too into it, but they should be, especially if they have a significant other, because it more than likely means a lot to them. So don't be an asshole.
Thanks for making it special.
No doubt. I got you.
Alright. Gucci? We're gonna go spend some time together.
Yeah, this was a shorter video. We usually talk for like
30 minutes, but
30 minutes.
We basically did more than 30 minutes, because we talked for a long time on the live video.
Did we forget anything? We didn't. We talked about the movie, talked about Valentine's Day.
Good storyline. Yeah. I feel like we talked about a lot of things.
Well,
go see the movie.
Yeah, well,
it's a good one.
Let them get my fit again. Hold up.
Oh boy. Ooh! Okay. Fresh. You know who's really the freshest, though. Alright, fam. We love you. Happy Valentine's Day. Bye.